And we get started in the top of the third inning. Gabriel Garcia at the plate, and he's up there with a count now of 1-2 strikes. The number 8 hitter in the Standley Lake Gators order. And the next pitch, a breaking ball and misses high, and it's 2-2. And that pitch over, a called third strike, and that's the first out in the inning. Steve Kim, the starting pitcher for San Marcos, and he records his third strikeout of the ballgame. Now Brandon Mayer, the third baseman. And a fly ball to left center field, and that's put away by Sean Nakano West, and that's out number 2. Back to the top of the Standley Lake order for Michael Mayer. Again, we play in the top of the third inning, 1-0 San Marcos. And to get you through the Standley Lake order, now that we've gone through it one time here, Mayer leads off, Henry Mistrot second, as that pitch is over for a strike. Matt Fuinami hits third, Jacob Giron fourth, Grant Gladstone is fifth, the DH Connor Williams hits sixth, Kyle Swanson seventh, Gabriel Garcia eighth, and Brandon Mayer ninth. Pitch misses a little bit low. And the next one misses for a ball. Three and two the count on the scoreboard as we play in the top of the third inning. 2 outs and the base is empty. And a ball fouled out of play. The 2-2. 3-2 rather, and that misses for ball 4. So Mayer, after grounding out to start the ball game, walks with 2 outs in the third, and the batter is Henry Mistrot. Easy toss to first base, and the runner is back. Standley Lake 1-1 in the season, just getting underway up in Colorado. San Marcos playing their 10th game of the season. They sit at 3-6. And they come out of California. Pitch misses for ball 1. And that one sent to the backstop. Next one fouled out of play. Runner goes, and the throw to second base will trickle into center field, and Mayer will stay put at second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Mistrot. A runner at second and 2 away, top of the third, and the Gators trail the Royals 1-0. And that's up the middle, and a diving catch on a backhand as Kyle Gonzalez lays out and takes away a base hit for Mistrot. And for the Gators then in the third, no runs, no hits, a walk, and a runner left. After 2.5, the Gators still trail the Royals 1-0. 3, 4, and 5 in the order for the Royals in the bottom of the third, and a ground ball hits sharply back up the middle, and that's into center field, a base hit. Ken Gibson with his second base hit. He had an infield single in the first. Now Parker Rosenberg, the first baseman, bats with a runner at first. And he takes outside for ball 1. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. And a check swing. And Rosenberg does not go around on the appeal. They count 2 balls and 1 strike. First of 4 games, potentially anyway, here today as we're going to try to work through the schedule. Runner goes way early here, and a throw to second base. And started with the outside, but the ball came out of the glove of the second baseman, Kyle Swanson. And so make it to Gan Gibson is safe at second. That'll go as an E4 because, again, the umpire put the right arm up. He was going to say he was out at second, but because of the dropped ball, the runner's safe. And now the Royals will try to take advantage here with a runner in scoring position. 2 balls and a strike to count on Rosenberg. Derek Zylstra next for San Marcos. The ground ball, and that's knocked down over there, but no play. And both runners safe for San Marcos as Ken Gibson goes to third. Rosenberg aborted first on an infield hit. The third hit of the ball game for San Marcos. Make it the 4th hit, I beg your pardon. And so runners at first and third with nobody out for Derek Zylstra, the catcher. Bunt shown. Going to try the squeeze again, and now the runner in some trouble. Falls down a couple of times trying to stay alive in the rundown. And so again, Gibson is out. Rosenberg does the wise move and gets to second base. But they try the squeeze. And of course, that's how they got the bunt home in the second inning. And the idea there is with the squeeze, the third baseman also comes crashing in. He comes in with the runner. That's Brandon Mayer over at third. After Zylstra wasn't able to get the bunt down, then they were able to make the play on Gan Gibson. Now a slow grounder foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second base and 1 out in the bottom of the third. Royals leading the Gators 1-0. First of 3 pool games for each team. Should get a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. These teams playing in Pool A. The other 2 teams in the pool, the host team, Tucson High School, and Pomona, Colorado. And a ground ball over to the first base side. That's grabbed there, and a foot race to the bag. And Gladstone able to get there ahead of Zylstra to get the force out at first. 3 unassisted on the play for out number 2. Rosenberg goes to third, and the batter is Sean Nakano West. And a ball hit into center field, should end the inning. High fly ball, but good pitching there. A little help on the busted suicide squeeze play. And Granado pitches out of trouble and comes out unscathed. No runs, a couple of hits, an error, and 1 left. After 3, still San Marcos 1 and Standley Lake 0. 3, 4, and 5 in the order for Standley Lake in the 4th. And the first pitch to Matt Fuinami misses for ball 1. Next pitch outside for a ball. And it's 2-0. And a ground ball. Hit to short, and a throw on to first base, and the out recorded. Fly ball hit well out to center field. Going to be a long run out there. And the ball comes out. And this is going to send Jacob Braun all the way to third base. David Foster, the center fielder, a long way to go there. Got turned around some, reached up, and I think he still thought maybe that he got the ball. And now time called. I think there was a quick question to say, maybe did he have it long enough on the way down? But play will stand as called. So a runner at third base with 1 out, and the batter is Grant Gladstone. We'll get a runner at third base for the catcher, as Mitch Russo is on at first. Gladstone will get a chance to knock in the tying run here in the top of the 4th inning as Standley Lake trails San Marcos 1-0. Now a swing and a miss for a strike. next one misses for a ball, and it's 1-1. Pitch high, 2 balls and a strike. Pitch was inside Gladstone. I don't know if he thought that was ball 4 or if he was saying he got hit by the pitch, but he's back at the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count, actually, on Gladstone. Runner at 3rd and 1 out, top of the 4th. Standley Lake trailing San Marcos 1-0. And the 3-2 pitch. And a ground ball, and that's a fair ball inside the bag at 3rd. It's going to roll all the way down to the corner. And Grant Gladstone comes through with an RBI double. Standley Lake is on the board in the top of the 4th inning, and they have pulled even with San Marcos. It's 1-1. Now Connor Williams, the DH, trying to get Standley Lake in front. And a breaking ball bounced in. Runner's going to try for 3rd. The throw to 3rd base gets away. So go ahead, run 90 feet away now for the Gators after the wild pitch. 1-1 our score, top of the 4th inning. First game of the day here in the 2014 Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic, put on by the Tucson High Baseball Club. Infield comes in now for the Royals, and the next one rather to Williams is high for a ball, 2-0. Another one high, 3 balls and no strikes. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-1. And a ball fouled off, 3-2. And that's at the knees on the inside corner. Williams thought he had ball 4, but a called 3rd strike. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. And now the batter, Kyle Swanson. First one a ball, the second one fouled off, and the count 1-1. And a ground ball out to short, bobbled, but the throw to first base is in time. And the inning is over. Standley Lake pulls even though in the 4th as they get a run on a couple of base hits. They leave one, and the midpoint of the ball game, we're tied at 1. Bottom 3rd of the order for San Marcos in the 4th. Colin Dosh leads it off. Blake Katzev, Hunter French to follow. Swing and a miss. And they count 1 ball and 1 strike. Now 2 balls and a strike on Dosh. He grounded out his first time up. A swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Next one bounced in there. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. And a fly ball. That's hit well out to center field, but put away. And there's 1 out. Now Cats have the DH. And he takes strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. Next one skipped in there for a ball. 1-2 the count on Katsev with 1 out. Bases empty, bottom of the 4th inning. 1-1 our score. Playing in Pool A here this morning from Cherry Field in Tucson. The 1-2 pitch. And a grounder up the middle, backhanded. And a nice throw onto first base. It's short hopped a little bit, picked up nicely over there. A 4-3 ground out. Swanson made a nice play on the backhand. So 2 away in the inning for Hunter French. And the first one of French bounced in there for a ball. Ball hit foul down the third base side, and the count 1-1. And that ball hit down the line. This one's fair, though. And it'll be extra base as it rolls to the corner. And a sizable turnaround second base, but French will stop there. The number 9 hitter with a 2-out double. And then gets San Marcos to the top of the order for David Foster. Swinging a foul ball, a strike. Two outs with a runner at second in the bottom of the 4th. Royals got their run in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Standley Lake scored in the top of the 4th. And now time called at the plate. And That ball comes in and hits Foster on the foot, and he will head to first base, hit by the pitch. Now Kyle Gonzalez at the plate. Gonzalez with a walk and a fly out in 2 trips. And he takes strike 1 from Granado. And a ground ball over to the right side. And a toss on to first base. Swanson throws out Gonzalez, and that ends the San Marcos 4th inning. No runs, a double, a hit batter into left. After 4, still tied at 1. First pitch, a ground ball into the hole at short. And the throw on to first base is in time. Gabriel Garcia grounds out to Gan Gebson for the first down of the inning. And the batter is Brendan Mayer. And that ball up the middle, and that's into center field, a base hit. Mayer with a single. And with Brandon aboard at first base, the batter is Michael Mayer. He grounded out in the first, walked and stole a base in the third. 1-1 our scores. We play in the top of the 5th inning. And first pitch outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. On the inside corner, a strike. It's 1-1. And the next pitch low for a ball, 2-1. Runner goes, ball hit up the middle, sends the second baseman there, and then on to first base, and that'll be a double play. Gonzalez went over to cover the bag at second with Brandon Mayer taken off, and that put him in the perfect spot to pick up that ground ball, and then had plenty of time to throw on to first base. And Michael Mayer bounces into a double play to end the inning. No runs, a hit, and no runners left. We move to the bottom of inning number 5, still 1-1. Ken Gebson going after the first pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning, fouls it off on the right side. And now a ground ball, and that's through and into left field. A base hit. Now, new second baseman out there for Standley Lake, as Will Morlev takes over at second. Now Parker Rosenberg with a runner at first base. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball for a strike. Rosenberg popped out to second base in the first inning and then reached on an infield single in the third. And that ball hit well out to right field, and on the run, a diving catch in right as Henry Mistrot able to put that one away. Runner goes, ball bounced to the left side of the infield, scooped up there and a throw to first base. Not in time, and now across the diamond, and that is in time. So Derek Zylstra reaches, but then Gibson thrown out trying to go from second to third. And now time called by Standley Lake. We play in the bottom of the fifth inning. It's 1-1. And ball hit sharply back up the middle. Granado tried to sort of send a glove out there, but it got past him in a hurry. And it's a solid single for Nakano West. Third hit of the inning, but nothing to show for it so far for the Royals. 2 aboard with 2 outs for Colin Dosh. And a swing and a miss for a strike. Dosh with a ground out and a fly out in 2 at-bats. And the next one outside for a ball, 1-1. Check of the runner at second base. And the 1-1 pitch. And that's hit softly to the right side. A little line drive put away by the new second baseman Morlev. And the inning is over. No runs, 3 hits, and 2 runners left for San Marcos after 5. It's still 1-1. 2, 3, and 4 in the order for Standley Lake. Henry Mistrot fouls the first one off. Next one over for a strike, and it's 0-2. A 2-strike pitch. And a ground ball down the line at third. Picked up in fair territory, and the toss to first base in time to retire the leadoff hitter in the 6th. Now Fuinami for Standley Lake. The first one misses for a ball. Shows bunt, pulls back and takes ball 2, 2-0. Next one outside. 3 balls and no strikes. And a 4-pitch walk to the number 3 hitter in the Gator order. And the go-ahead run aboard at first base for Jacob Huron. Jacob hit that deep fly ball to center field. That turned into a triple. It got the center fielder Foster spun around a little bit. Step and an easy throw to first, and the runner back. And a ball foul. And a breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-2. 1-1 our score, top of the 6th inning. A game in Pool A. You're on field number 2. And that's a called third strike. Fifth strikeout for Kim as the runner goes. Breaking ball high, throw to second base. Going to be a little bit late. Go ahead, run in scoring position for the Gators. And this fouled out of play. Check back to second base in the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. Kim looks back to second, the 1-2 pitch. Inside, maybe low, 2-2. And the 2-2. Punched at and put away by the shortstop. Gibson goes back to make that play, and the inning is over. No runs, a 1-out walk. Runner left at second. We move to the bottom of the 6th, still 1-1. Eight, 9, and 1 in the order for the Royals, bottom of the 6th, and Blake Kentsev takes strike 1. Two in a row outside of the strike zone. Now 2-1 the count to Katsev. And fouls the next one to the backstop, 2-2. He had the lone RBI for the Royals back in the second inning. Sean Nakano West singled, stole second, went to third on a ground ball, and then scored on the squeeze bunt attempt as that ball is into center field and put away for out number one. But Katsev was a guy that put that bunt down. Run would have scored whether or not he was thrown out at first base. So it would, I believe it would have been scored a sacrifice E5 and an RBI. Now Hunter French with the bases empty and one out. He reached on an error in the second, doubled in the fourth. And a ball hit out to left field. That's going to hang up though, and the catch made in left, and that's out number two. Two down for David Foster. And Foster with the ball off the end of the bat. Foster down a strike. He's popped out, struck out, and been hit by a pitch. And a swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Zeb Granado's still out there on the mound for Standley Lake. They do have some bullpen activity. A right-hander getting loose down there, and I think it's Kyle Swanson who came out of the game the last inning. That ball fouled off and out of play down the left side, still 0-2. And a swing with the ball in the dirt and to the backstop, and the runner will reach. A strikeout and a wild pitch provides a little life for San Marcos. Now Kyle Gonzalez takes a ball low and away. 2 outs and a runner at first in the bottom of the sixth. A 1-1 ball game from Cherry Field in Tucson. Runner bluffs, does not go, and the pitch outside for a ball, 2-0. Ball hit down the left field line, but that's foul. And the count moves to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And the ball bunted. And the throw to first base. And that is in time, and that's the final out. So Gonzalez trying to bunt his way on. Granado comes off the mound to make a nice play, and that ends the inning. We go to the seventh, still San Marcos 1 and Standley Lake 1. We start in the top of the seventh inning and a fly ball to center field. Off the bat of Connor Williams. And that's out number one. Kyle Swanson re-enters the ball game and will bat in his original spot in the lineup. Swanson hit by a pitch. Breaking ball bounced in there and got him on the foot. So he's down to first base, and that's the go-ahead run at first with one out in the top of the 7th inning. Batter Gabriel Garcia. Easy throw to first and the runner back. Pitch outside, throw down to first, and save at first base. Close over there, though. And again, a question from the San Marcos dugout, and I guess you might anticipate that being a close ball game here. A 1-1 score in the 7th. Next pitch high for a ball, 2-0. That ball hit into shallow right field. Going to be a long run, and then the runner at first way off the bag. Must not have seen the ball come off the bat there. And an easy double play turned by San Marcos. And so that will end the Standley Lake 7th inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and it's a 1-1 game. 3, 4, and 5 of the order for the Royals in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wes Ken Gibson leads it off, 3 for 3 today. So we've got to try to get the inning started here for San Marcos. A swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. One outside, bounced there and went to the backstop. Next game coming up for us, Salem High School out of Oregon and Rampart out of Colorado. And there's a ground ball, and it's a base hit, and it's a 4 for 4 day for Wes Ken Gibson. And the winning run is aboard with nobody out in the 7th. Now Parker Rosenberg, the first baseman. And this is one of those interesting things that comes up in high school baseball. Cleanup hitter at the plate is he asked to bunt with the winning run at first and nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. He is not, and instead grounds a ball into right field. Now the first two aboard with nobody out. Derek Zylstra on to bat. And now do you bunt in this situation with the first two aboard and nobody out? Figure you bunt. If you're successful, they walk the number 6 hitter, Nakano West, along the bases, and then it would be Colin Dosh batting with 1 out, and the base is empty. I'm sorry, 1 out with the bases full. Gabe Flores on to run at first base in place of Rosenberg, so that's a pinch runner at first. Bunted played nicely there, and nobody covering first base, and that loads the bases with nobody out. Granado came in and tried to pick it up with a bare hand. He didn't get it clean, but I don't know, I do know, it would not have mattered because Gladstone, the first baseman, came charging in hard from first base, and the second baseman, Swanson, was not over at first, so a breakdown in the coverage somewhere for Standley Lake. And San Marcos has the bases loaded with nobody out. The winning run 90 feet away. Infield in, outfield comes in a bit. And the first pitch to Sean Nakano West over for strike 1. He's got a couple of base hits in the ball game and a chance to win it for the Royals. And fouls the next one off, and it's 0-2. Next pitch off the plate, a ball, and it's 1-2. Granado back to the wind in the 1-2 pitch. And a ground ball, foul outside of first. Next pitch high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a ground ball, and that's through and into right field, and that will do it. A walk-off RBI single off the bat of Nakano West. 4 straight hits in the 7th inning for the Royals, and they win it by a score of 2-1. Fast ball game here to get this tournament started, and disappointment for the Gators on how that one turned out in the 7th inning. But we do go final for the Standley Lake Gators. Their total is 1 run on 3 hits and 3 errors. For San Marcos, they scored 2 runs. They do it on 12 base hits, and they commit 1 error. So San Marcos goes to 1-0 in pool play. Standley Lake falls to 0-1, and they'll each have 2 more games in pool play before this one is over, as Standley Lake will play Tucson High at 11 o'clock. Over on the other field, that's coming up here at 11. And for San Marcos, 2 games tomorrow. They'll have Pomona at 11 and Tucson at 2 o'clock. So that will do it. Again, our final score, it's San Marcos 2 and Standley Lake 1. From Cherry Field in Tucson, Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long, and we hope to talk to you again soon.